This week's Parsha, we learn about the arrival of Yisro, who was the father-in-law of Moshe, to Mount Sinai. The Jewish people, after leaving Egypt and going through the sea, had arrived at Mount Sinai in eager anticipation of receiving the Torah. The Torah begins by saying, Vayishma Yisro. Yisro had heard that God had taken the Jews out of Egypt, which seems to be somewhat of a bizarre statement because Yisro wasn't the only person that had heard. In fact, everybody had heard that the Jewish nation had left Egypt and the sea had split. In fact, the Song of the Sea, it says, Shamu Amim, your Gazan. All the nations heard and were in awe of that great event. So why does the Torah emphasize that Yisro was the one that heard? I think we learn a fascinating insight from Rashi. A great commentary in this week's Parsha states, Ma shmua shama uba. What did Yisro hear that he actually came? And what does that mean? That means is, as we know in life, we all have inspirational moments. We get inspired by experiencing certain things, by going to a certain location, by going through a life cycle event, and we say, now I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to be kinder, gentler, more sensitive. I'm inspired to be a better person. And then, in most cases, the inspiration wears off and the person most likely will not change. And why is that so? That is so because the reality is that inspiration is temporary. And if we do not seize the moment, then the inspiration will evaporate and we'll just go back to being the same way we were. Everybody heard the Exodus, that the Jewish people had left Egypt. Everybody heard that the Jews had went through the sea when the sea split in that great miracle. But there was one man that actually changed his life and came to Mount Sinai to connect with God. There was one man who acted upon his inspiration. There was one man that seized the moment, and that man was Yisro. Everybody else, the inspiration came in one way and left the other. We must, Yisro taught us, seize the moment to act on our inspiration. If not, if we don't harness our inspiration to something concrete and tangible, then unfortunately the inspiration will wear off. Folks, we always have, or not always, but sometimes have inspirational moments in our lives. If it's a life cycle event, a place we go to, it's an experience we have, we say, now I'm inspired. I want to be a better, more giving, more sensitive person. Let us remember the lesson of Yisro. Let us remember how fleeting inspirational moments are. And most importantly, let us always remember to seize the moment. Have a wonderful Shabbos.